A shoulder-mounted camera shows an obstacle course for ground scouts as a soldier sees it. Commandos build up endurance while overcoming obstacles. The soldier's pack can weigh up to 40 kilograms, that's 88 pounds. The wall of a damaged building is the most difficult section. When they pull you up, you feel like you will fall unless you gain a foothold. In battle, army commandos will scout the terrain and conduct sabotage missions on enemy territory. The 14-strong squad comprises various specialists, including combat engineers, medics, radio operators and snipers. As a rule, the snipers have to operate alone. The ground scouts say snipers are famous for their tremendous discipline and endurance. Snipers seldom agree to be interviewed and wear masks in front of TV cameras. A sniper can spend 1, 2 or even 3 days at his position. A professional sniper has specific objectives and knows the names of his victims in advance. Apart from crossing an obstacle course for ground scouts and snipers, commandos attacked an enemy convoy. They generally only conduct such attacks when there is no alternative. The soldiers admit that they prefer to enter a preset area, to locate their objective and to attack without making too much noise. Full contact unarmed combat is among one of the most difficult trials in earning the Crimson Beret. The Crimson Beret symbolizes the combat valor of Interior Troops commandos. This part of the exam, held at the Interior Ministry Training Center near Novosibirsk, is considered particularly important. Each non-stop bout involving 3 sparring partners lasts 12 minutes. It's pretty hard to say how I feel. I have that feeling of great joy, very great joy. The extremely difficult trials included a forced march several kilometers long, crossing an obstacle course, rappelling down a high-rise building, acrobatic stunts, and target shooting practice. The exam involved commandos from every Russian region, but most didn't make it to the finals. Everything was hard, including the march and all of the obstacles. Everything was hard. This is power. Only 25% of the candidates, mostly soldiers from the Volga military district, passed the Crimson Beret qualification exam. Commandos from Novosibirsk had the second most qualifiers.
Ground scouts from the 4th Detached Tank Brigade of the Western Military District are seen here training near Narafuminsk. It's not easy to swim with a full combat load because just one assault rifle weighs 4 kilograms. The commanders say these kinds of heats convince scouts that any obstacle can be overcome.
How can one stay afloat with all this gear and equipment? A soldier must display strength and stamina. Although this is an open swimming pool, the water temperature is about 27 to 30 degrees Celsius. It's warmer than seawater.
The soldiers continue to destroy the enemy on the ground. The scouts can accomplish nothing without mastering these techniques. Here they are seen disabling an enemy sentry. Under battle conditions, a sentry can be neutralized with knives or ninja-style shurikens.
This is called a throwing star, or a shuriken. You make a star, and you carry it in your pocket. A 4-edged shuriken is more effective. At any rate, you can hit a person with it, no matter what, and a knife doesn't always hit its target.
Ground scouts do not always operate silently. There's no way to avoid shootouts during ambushes and attacks on enemy convoys. So, tactical surprise and time are more important in such situations.
An ambush can last about a minute, depending on the terrain, specific objectives and enemy strength.
Believe it or not, it takes less than 12 months to turn young boys into professional ground scouts. This is done with daily training sessions, a time-tested and simple concept. Under battle conditions, these young men can penetrate up to 100 kilometers behind enemy lines, where they will gather intelligence about enemy movement there.
Soldiers from the 98th Airborne Division are practicing a simulated ambush, which shouldn't last more than a minute. Any longer, and the enemy is likely to recover from its initial surprise. Simple criteria are used to assess the operation. A tactical ambush is the best chance for scouts to capture enemies' documents, weapons, or prisoners for interrogation. An ambush is just one exercise performed by paratroopers at the Peshloshnoy Proving Ground on the border between Yaroslavl and the Kostroma regions. Scouts of the 98th Airborne Division currently train here. Open spaces are real schools for soldiers. How can they learn to crawl and to camouflage in the open while sitting in a classroom? A sniper's nest is the ultimate in the art of military camouflage. Looking at this soldier, it's hard to believe that an entire tent is hidden behind him. A sniper watches an enemy at temperatures down to minus 30 degrees Celsius. A second stays warm in the tent. We usually keep watch for 2 or 3 hours. Our shifts are reduced to 30 to 60 minutes when it's very cold. Raids are another classic scouting technique. A platoon supported by 3 airborne fighting vehicles captures prisoners and defeats the enemy in just a few minutes. But the instructors have noted a few mistakes. For example, equipment redeployment was not synchronized, and the soldiers dismounted too slowly. The platoon commander is responsible for these mistakes. This is only an exercise, and there is still time to learn.